good for him. He sold that. I was fucking convinced. But so the Dudleys pick up the win. Pretty much, it was Sin Cara versus the Dudley Boys the entire match because of the incident with Kalisto.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the match, Enzo and Big Cass come out to interrupt.
God bless us, everyone.
So, my favorite part of the entire night.
Well,
The Dudleys.
If it's got Enzo and Cass, it's automatically my favorite part of the night.
So, the Dudleys are talking, and and Devon's like,
talking?
Devon's like, if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't exist.
Oh my god, this is the best thing ever.
And then Enzo's like, nah, Devon. Not Devon. Devon. I exist because my mom and dad got it on. How you doing? And at this point,
I'm on the floor dying.
I am a trash can because
we're always trash cans.
I absolutely love Enzo and Cass. This is not news.
Yes.
So we have to endure Roman Reigns.
Why?
We have to endure his awful mic skills.
Gotta make him strong.
I have to say, I'm not a bad guy, I'm not a good guy, I'm the guy statement was gay as shit the first time I heard it. And yes, I'm using the term gay as shit. Get butt hurt if you must. But
my ass hurts. I am so offended.
But it was gayer the second time. And now it's like Elton John on a rainbow ride gay. Like, I'm so sick of this already, and I've only heard it like 3 times. So, he's out here meandering and talking and yapping and carrying on.
Shut the fuck up.
And so out comes the League of International House of Angry Pancakes. And, Sheamus is talking about, how any one of the lads could not, knock him off his block and this, that, and the other thing. And this was definitely the weakest part of the night for me. Because I'm so over the International House Pancakes.
You know what? Anytime they open their mouths, I don't hear them talk. I hear Charlie Brown's teacher. Womp, 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 womp.
Yeah. So, Reigns invites them to the ring because we have to make Roman look strong.
What?
And then out come the Wyatt family. What? And so, the Wyatt family and, Roman Reigns are doing the thing and they're beating up on the League of Nations, and Shane McMahon comes out and he's like, this is awesome. No, Shane, this is not. Stop it. No, guys, this is great. No, Shane, please stop this. Shane, you're doing the thing again and you need to not do the thing. And then he did the thing again and he books the Wyatts, or Bray Wyatt rather, and Roman Reigns to take on the League of Not So Extraordinary Gentlemen. And
the League of where the fuck is the syrup for my pancakes, because you're really boring me.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So coming back from the commercial, we got the women's title match with Natalya and Charlotte. And, of course, Dr. Phil's out there to give his candor, and nobody gives 2 flying fucks what that goofy bastard has to say. But the way that this match ended was a good way to continue a feud.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it looks like they're actually working on making this an authentic thing, which is fantastic. Mm-hmm. These are 2 women that can work.
I mean, when you've got falsies falling off.
Yeah, right? So the match ends with Charlotte in the sharpshooter from Natty. And fucking Rick Rick pulls the referee out of the ring as Charlotte is tapping. So the referee doesn't see it. You know, he calls for a disqualification because Ric Flair has no chill. And so Natty wins the match, but she wins via DQ. And we have an authentic women's feud.
What got me about that, though, is they interview Dr. Phil following it, and he acts so fucking hoity-toity and disappointed over the fact that Charlotte won the way that she won in a way, because, you know, the dirty tactics, her father was helping her, and I literally sat there like, are you fucking kidding me? Were you even watching that match? Because Charlotte did not say, Daddy, help me! She sat there and she was ready to tap. The end. Rick did this on his own merit. He was not asked to do it. Open
Marvel.
your fucking eyes, you nitwit.
So after that, we get Sami Zayn backstage being interviewed, and then we get AJ Styles coming in, and so, you know, there's a little bit of back and forth between the two of them, and then AJ tells him he is the only number one contender, and he plans on keeping it that way. I need a minute. But anyway, we don't have a minute. So another tag team tournament match, the Usos against Curtis Axel and Heath Slater. Nobody's surprised to hear that the Usos won, but this is where business picked up, my friends.
Oh my god. Yes,
I
did.
Lost my mind.
You think Ric Flair lost his chill? You haven't seen anything.
I'm pretty sure that I was like springboard elbowing my jacket at this point. Like, I wasn't even just taking it off, throwing it to the ground and just dropping an elbow. No, fuck you. I got on my counter. I climbed up onto my cupboard. I like springboarded off of this and I like elbow dropped my cat. Like, fucking this shit right here went so off the chain. I can't talk.
I am a trash can't.
So the Usos are in the ring, and all of a sudden, two dudes jump the barrier and bum rush them. And it's beautiful because as soon as the cameras pan, everybody's losing their shit. Because Doc Gallows and fucking Carl Anderson hit the ring and just start laying waste.
Now, why this is such a shock is because they've been sitting there teasing the fact that they were supposed to be brought up shortly after WrestleMania, but nobody really knew because they were kind of iffy on the date, because I guess they either wanted them to debut with AJ, help him out, or have Finn Balor come up and have them all together. But as it turns out, here they are debuting on their own, and the crowd is going fucking bananas.
Dude,
it was
no way. So that was such a huge debut. And it was really weird to hear the crowd chanting Bullet Club.
Well, you know what's really funny? I sat there thinking to myself, I guarantee you, like, 60% of that crowd does not even know who the fuck the Bullet Club are.
They're just on Twitter right now and they know. Yeah. They understand. No, but like part of me is wondering, because they targeted the Usos, if they're going to have AJ and the Bullet Club against the Usos and Roman Reigns at some point.
I mean, it does seem like a very plausible kind of thing going on there, because you got Reigns and AJ coming up, and they targeted the Usos, and it kind of pans out that way. But to be honest with you, I don't want them to go that direction, at least not right now. Maybe a little bit further down the line, because I want them to actually develop a reputation in the WWE for those people that actually don't know who they are.
Yeah. I would love to see that. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But in due time.
Probably the most entertaining thing the Usos ever did.
Yeah, get their asses whooped. So my favorite part of the night, other than the Bullet Club, of course, Maryse.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I love her so much. She is
too.
The most wonderful thing. She is backstage yelling at a crew member. The Miz is just sitting there looking like a complete and total fool, and I love it. And so Maryse becomes like this super diva, like mouthpiece, screaming at the crew member because Mike doesn't like blue M&Ms. He doesn't eat the blue M&Ms, and in his contract, the blue M&Ms are supposed to be removed.
No.
Domestic water is not a thing. He only drinks imported from Europe. Just so you know, if you ever want to buy the Miz a water, it has to be imported from Europe. But so, JoJo tries to come in, and Maryse is rude to her as well. Maryse is rude. I honestly feel like Maryse Ouellette would be rude to Jesus if he came up to her. Like, he looked at her wrong and she would just call him a dirty hippie and be done with it. That's how Maryse strikes me, and I love her for it.
Yes.
But so Cesaro appears, and he's talking about rolling out the red carpet version of uppercuts for the Miz, and he's just being all beautiful and wonderful, and I'm super excited.
And very European.
Very, very European. Every time I see him, I'm like conflicted because I want to just yell Claudio, and I know that that's not okay.
You know what? The best joke I have ever known actually came from his Twitter account ages ago.
Jesus, the fucking Lady Gaga one.
Now, for those of you at home that have never heard this joke before, I'm going to tell you.
Oh, fucking God.
Why did Lady Gaga cry?
Why?
Because he poked her face.
It's so stupid. It's funny.
So dumb, but it's so funny, and I love him for posting that.
Okay, so we get the second coming of Christ in this next match. And we get AJ Styles and Sami Zayn, which is a gift from baby Jesus.
I was always here for that, and I will always be here for that, because if you want a fucking wrestling match, there you go.
The match was amazing. No real surprise. Styles did end up winning with the phenomenal forearm. And as such, keeping the match Roman Reigns and AJ Styles one-on-one for the World Heavyweight Championship. And then, my unicorn, Chris Jericho, comes from the back for the highlight reel. Now, Chris Jericho, we're convinced that Chris Jericho is the only human being on the face of planet Earth and otherwise that could interview himself and make it entertaining.
Yeah, he's the only one that could ever get away with doing that.
He interviews himself on the highlight reel.
It was great. And I loved it.
Is marvelous. It was very in-depth. It was Barbara Walters-esque, and it was marvelous. So he's bragging about himself, and he's, talking himself up, and then all of a sudden, Dean Ambrose's music hits.
And out he strolls in the fucking plant.
And our resident Cuckoo Cachoo comes out, and he gets in the ring, and he tells Jericho that his highlight reel has been canceled per order of Shane McMahon.
After giving him a speeding ticket.
California speeding ticket.
Sorry.
So they go back and forth. The Ambrose Asylum happens.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely am living for this because Jericho got so mad.
He did. It was so funny.
And then he gets a Dirty Deeds for his trouble. His clip, Ambrose is wearing this really cute clip-on tie. He looks very professional. He Dirty Deeds Chris Jericho so hard his tie fell off. But it was marvelous, and it gave me life. And then we have to fucking Apollo Crews, okay? Fucking Apollo